Okay guys, we're back out in the Timor box. So we've had an extensive refit on the vessel. It's taken us about 6 weeks. Huge job. We've put all new electronics on board the vessel and done a lot of odd jobs. New propellers, new rudders. So yeah, we're finally back out at sea, and we got the gear in the water yesterday, and the boys are just packing fish now. So yeah, it's been a mammoth task, but it's certainly nice to be back out here fishing. So yeah, over the moon. So I'll show you what's been going on. So inside we've fitted Wasp multi-beam sonar, and yeah, a whole heap of new electronics, Furuno current Doppler, Furuno sounder, my beloved FE1150. I've been using it for many years, and we're now bottom tracking through time zero, so we're bottom tracking right now. And the Wasp is tracking as well, doing the bottom hardness and everything else. So yeah, we've got all new electronics, and it's been a very extensive job, but yeah, it's looking good now. So we've got gear in the water, and the boys are just packing fish now. So it's certainly nice to be back out fishing again after such a long layoff. So we just finished shooting a set of traps, a string of traps, and the boys are cutting them down. Cod. Valley and all sorts there, yeah, so yeah, major work. Yeah, as I say, it's taken 6 weeks. It's been a hell of a delay, but so we've reclad all that, the ice room and bait freezer, new lifting boom, new floorboards in the engine room. Everything's looking quite smart. They also fitted new air conditioning units. So we're up in the tropical north, we're only less than 1,000 miles away from the equator, so it gets very warm. So all new air conditioning banks are fitted down on the deck so we can service it easily. Yeah, so very happy, very happy. So we'll get back into fishing mode with all these new electronics. Yeah, it's looking good. One of the great things we get to enjoy out here is the variety of sea life. So this morning I had dolphins up on the bow, just on daylight, up on the bow, and at the moment we've got some big sharks under the boat, so I'm going to grab a camera and see if I can film them. And we've normally got what's called silky sharks, which are quite a small shark, sort of 5-footers, hang around the boat, but today looks like a couple of tigers down deep, and it might be some oceanic whalers as well. So we're fairly close to a shallow reef. It comes up to about 40 metres, so we're in 110 metres now, but a couple of miles away there's a very shallow reef. As I say, it comes up to 40 metres, so I'll grab the cameras, and what they're doing is as the traps come up, they can see the fish inside the traps, and they're coming up and they're bashing the traps and trying to get at the fish. So yeah, always entertaining. And you just never know what you're going to see out here. That's the beauty of it. You just never know what you're going to see. So the other day we had a lot of sea snakes around, and we were by a reef structure. We're up in the shallows about 16 metres. Yeah, around about 60 metres. And the locals tell me that the sea snakes are a good indicator that there's a reef structure around. They tend to hang around the reefs and obviously come up for a breath of air, loiter on the surface, and then head back down again. So and that's a great thing about getting local knowledge. So yeah, if you see sea snakes around, generally there's a reef structure down below them, and it kind of makes sense. They're not out fishing on the mud, they're hanging around the reef, so it kind of makes sense. So yeah, we saw quite a few quite big ones too, sea snakes the other day. Sort of a motley brown, so I'm not sure what species they are. And even when we come up to our traps, we'll have basically tropical fish, and even the odd turtle. They're quite small turtles, just hanging around the floats, because it basically gives them shelter. Now the turtles have got there's no danger of them getting trapped in the ropes or anything. They're just hanging below the floats as shelter. Yeah, so you never know what you're going to see out here. Just found some Indonesian gear floating on the bloody surface. Certainly not Australian gear. And it's got barnacles on it. Yeah, always running across Indonesian gear. Show us the float. Show us the float. Yeah, it's just a whole lot of blocks of polystyrene taped together and a whole heap of rope. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, we'll just put it in the rubbish, mate. Or if you can salvage the rope, but yeah, it's just rubbish. Yeah, unreal. Always picking up their gear. So, and it's quite surprising actually. I've seen so much rubbish today. Obviously the currents are coming down from Indonesia. But yeah, I've just been seeing a whole heap of rubbish. And just packets and bottles and shit. Must be a tide line, you know, like current shear. So disappointing, yeah, leaving this shit lying around in the ocean. Disappointing, yeah. So, and when we can, we try and pick it up, you know. Last thing you want is bloody plastic floating around. So yeah, when we can, we pick it up. I mean, you run over that stuff and it gets around your prop. And yeah, I won't rant, but you know what I mean. All right, so day 2, another cracker day, and the forecast is much the same for the rest of the week. Yeah, so beautiful weather. So we just shot some traps away. It's about an hour after sunrise, and the boys are about to pack yesterday's fish. So it's been in an ice slurry overnight. So we've got gold band snapper. And we had some red band, red emperor and saddletail were the main catches. And some mix as well, so the boys pack them into tubs. These tubs have we put a plastic liner on them, and packed into tubs. And it's all local market, so it all goes local market, which is great. Beautiful fish, and tastes very similar to New Zealand snapper, so I might even have some for dinner. Yeah, very, very similar to New Zealand snapper. Same sort of fillet, looks the same, and certainly tastes the same. So yeah, very good eating. You can see how they're stiff, so the core temperature's brought down really, really quickly, and that's the key to obviously work it up in the tropics. Get them into a slow straight away and get that core temperature down as quick as you can. Yeah, so we'll get that packed down. Boys will have some breakfast, and we'll start hauling a string of traps. Rankin cod there. And red emperor. Good size ones there too. Bloody good size. Awesome. It's a beautiful night. Just steaming to another spot, and I'll shoot some gear away in the morning. But such a beautiful spot, I decided I'd do something special while it's nice and calm. I remember as a kid in Whangamata, it was always my job to light the fire and keep the smokehouse hot while Dad went out fishing. And my dad, Henry, he's a master smoker. We had this, I remember, some of my earliest memories, definitely some of my earliest memories in Whangamata, at the back of a shed we had, which we used to call the grovel pit. There was a smokehouse that had been there since Granddad's days. Granddad smoked fish in it, Dad smoked fish in it, and yeah, as I say, as a kid, it was always my job to make sure we had the tea tree all chopped up, and and get the smokehouse going before Dad got in from fishing. And yeah, very, very fond memories of smoked fish. Very fond. So yeah, as I say, Dad was a master smoker. Did a beautiful job. And I just thought I'd do something today. So I'll take you out, show you what's going on. So we've got Cobb Grill, which is just absolutely amazing. So I've had this going for just over an hour now. And this is a charcoal one from Cobb Grill. I've also got the other one. And check that out, guys. How good does that look? In fact, that's about right. Yeah, so that's my first attempt at smoking fish on the Cobb Grill. And I'm absolutely over the moon. Yeah, that's looking spot on actually. Yeah, so absolutely stoked that I'm using the cherry wood. Yep, it's about done. So yeah, the good people at Cobb Grill, absolutely amazing guys. Yeah, I'm stoked to be using the equipment. Yeah, so wow. How good is that? So I just had a message from my wife. I've got to make a salad. And yeah, you know what a bloke's salad's like? Just all that green shit out of the fridge, I suppose. And some tomatoes, yeah. So I'll have a crack at a salad. Yeah, so looking forward to that. And it's a Kiwi thing, we just love our smoked fish. And I don't see a lot of it over here in Australia, to be honest. Yeah. There's two things I miss are seafood chowder, which I just cannot find in Australia, and smoked fish. Yeah, but with Cobb Grill, hey, it's not a problem. Yeah, so alright guys, smoked mermaid shoal gold band snapper for dinner. Stoked. Makes you wonder how the hell they get in there. Alright guys, we're just wandering in now. So yeah, it wasn't too bad, a bit of a shakedown trip. We did the refit and went out and had a crack at it all. So yeah, everything's going alright, there was no major dramas. So yeah, really stoked. Electronics are going really well. And a bit of fish out there, quite patchy, but it's fishing. So I know where to start looking next trip. So yeah, we'll wander in, we'll get into port today and unload first thing in the morning and top up fuel and get ready to go again. So yeah, sun's just coming up, another 4 hours to get into port, but when we get in we're going to miss the tide. So we're going to have to hang around before we can actually get into the duck pond, into Darwin. Big tides at the moment, I think it's 6.8 metre tides up here, so yeah, huge tides. So we'll get in and mill around and wait for the tide to come in, and then we'll head into the duck pond and hopefully the engineers are there and we can get a few jobs done this afternoon and get ready to unload in the morning and a bit of repairs and maintenance and get ready to go again. Yeah, so alright guys, we'll catch you on the next trip.